You and I enjoyed a nugget together on DHCP and DNS, two absolutely critical protocols when we're communicating over the network, as we discussed. You probably remember DHCP can give us dynamically our IP information that we need, and DNS allows us to find those websites and other computers on our network using a real friendly name instead of a clumsy IP address. In this nugget, I wanted to share with you some other key network protocols, and this is a short list. I mean, we could go on and on and on about the network protocols that are in use today, but we'll just hit some more that, of course, CompTIA wants us to know via the objectives for A+. Okay, I gotta admit, I started this coverage with my favorite first. It's Simple Network Management Protocol. SNMP is so cool. What you have is you have a network management station, or NMS, and you go in and you have, let's say we have a router. Okay, so this circle is a Cisco router, let's say. We'll call it the R1 Cisco router. And what we have installed on this Cisco router is called the SNMP agent software. Inside there is Men in Black. No, that's Management Information Base. This is a database of all these different variables that can tell us about the health and operation of that particular device. So we can manage that device very effectively from our network management station. Now, let's say we need to remotely go into that device and literally configure it at its command line from this network management station. Well, that's what Secure Shell, or SSH, is all about. Secure Shell allows us to make a very secured connection over the network into the device so that we can configure it. If we don't care about security, we could use an alternate protocol called Telnet in order to remotely log into that device and configure it. But we're moving away from Telnet today, as you might guess, because all people are interested in security now when it comes to moving traffic over the network or, of course, the public internet. Now, another cool protocol is the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. And what you can do with this is you can set up a directory of, let's say, all the users in your particular organization. So you have all of their user account information in this nice lightweight directory. And then what can happen is when they try and log into their computer system, the system can use LDAP in order to grab their user account, and then they can put in their password, and the LDAP directory can be checked for that password. And then when they try and go into some website of the corporation, once again, the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol can be used to check their credentials. And this allows something that we love called SSO, Single Sign-On. Instead of you logging into your computer and then logging into some company website and then logging into some company human resources directory and then logging into another website at the company, you can simply log into your computer, and thanks to the miracle of Lightweight Directory Access Protocol and Single Sign-On, you can get access to all of those other resources that you're allowed to access in the organization. Now, obviously, one of the things that we love about computer networking is that we can get to on the network like a really nice, cool printer. No matter where we are, we can access that very cool printer. Or someone may have some really cool graphic files that they put in a folder, and we would love to be able to come in over the network and access that folder filled with cool graphics files? Well, it's server message block in a Windows environment that makes this possible. In fact, one version of this is called the Common Internet File System. And the Common Internet File System allows us to get to files and printers in the network. It'll use something called a Universal Naming Convention, or UNC. We'll go to whack, as we call it, and that's just // the name of the server. Let's say it's called server 12 because we're not really original at naming servers in our company. And then there's a folder in there called graphics, and it's shared. So we'll just go and access that particular device with this convenient naming system of whack, the name of the server, whack, the name of the folder. In fact, an old joke about this is whack, Patty is the name of the server, whack, Patty whack. So whack, Patty whack, or something like that. Maybe I'm getting the joke slightly wrong. It's a bad joke. Sorry I even brought it up. But anyways, you get the idea. The server message block and the CIFS system allow us to easily get to shared stuff using a simple naming convention that we can use in a Windows environment. The A+ exam objectives didn't really mention here the alternate to this protocol and this approach. I'd like to mention it so you know. I said this was Windows technology. If you were in like a Unix environment, the equivalent to CIFS technology would be something called the Network File System, or NFS. So that's what you would use if you were in that world. What might Apple use for this? It's the Apple Filing Protocol. This used to be called Apple Talk, and it's what I used to work with decades ago. But now the Apple Filing Protocol is in use. And again, the idea here is in an Apple-based network for you to be able to make particular resources available for other Apple users so they can access stuff over the network with ease. So my goodness, what do we have, like 6 different protocols that we brought up in this particular nugget? And we know there was DHCP and there was DNS. And of course, we discussed in our look at ports all kinds of different port numbers associated with these network protocols. At this point, you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. You know you have to recall all of this information in a CompTIA exam environment. What are you going to do? Remember, I have the solution for this for you. I made a beautiful electronic flashcard set that you're going to work with. This electronic flashcard set of cards is available for you in the Nugget Lab files, and it is going to make you know this stuff as well as you know your surname. I sure hope this nugget was informative for you, where we looked at these other network protocols, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.